Well, this is fun. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Find a Face, anything and everything. And this is hilarious. I'm actually happy. Hello. I'm actually doing my anything and everything volume 6. Today is volume 6. I have been very disciplined about getting my anything and everything in. Today I'm wearing no makeup. I am unfiltered. I am in my chill out clothes today. And I am sitting in my massage chair ready to bring you today's edition of Anything and Everything. And I'm using the Facebook Find a Face filter. Isn't that fun? Maybe Gideon will jump up here and join us today. All right, so let's talk about some things in all seriousness. I have no idea how to turn this off. It's probably going to keep going. I may have to see if is there any way to turn that off once it's on? Maybe not. All right, well, we might still see my face keep changing while I talk to you guys for a minute. That's hilarious. All right, so let me talk to you guys about a few things. Hey, Gideon, you want to say hi to the people? You want to say hi to the people? He's peeking out the window. Gideon, you're famous. They love you. They want to see you. All right, maybe he'll come back and see us in a couple minutes. I really wish. Oh, maybe I can turn this off. Hold on. Let me see if I can just turn this wizard off so that I don't keep changing all of my clothes here. Hey, Shantae. Hey, Christine. Beverly, Jillian, Shirley, David. I'm holding the phone so I can see you guys just a little bit more today. Charles. Thanks for joining Everything and Everything. Anything and everything. All right, let me see if I can turn off that face thing. Hold on. Turn off the wizard. Nope, that's not it. Anybody know the button? We're just going to, I guess it's going to keep going. All right. Well, you can just laugh at me. It's always fun. Here's what I want to talk about today. Super fun. Hey, Christine. Super fun day today at home. I was supposed to take the day off today because we went out last night to Lion King and I was falling asleep at that show, let me just tell you. So here I am, unfiltered, no makeup, chilling. But I was supposed to take the day off today and I did not take the day off today. I got up and I was super excited to work, so I built some more campaigns and connected with some more people about getting their specialty hair shampoos and learning more about the financial opportunity. I've named my team now. We are Team Diversify. And you know I'm competitive. The reason why we are Team Diversify is because it seems like everybody I'm talking to about the financial opportunity are people that are wanting to diversify their income streams and do something different, maybe even outside of real estate, which is cool. Okay. So after I did that and worked till 2 o'clock, I did something really fun. I hopped online and opened my Ancestry.com software just so that you know how it works. I did DNA testing on myself and my family member. So like, I don't know, 8 or 10 of us or something. Even my grandmother before she passed away, and I'm so glad I did that. So glad I did that. And what happens is with 23andMe, it matches you with a list of cousins, but it doesn't give you a whole lot of data beyond that. So what I did is Ancestry.com, I bought the subscription, and I have like the world version or something like that. Hey, Gideon. Hi. You want to say hi to the people? You want to say hi? Say hi. This is Gideon the cat. This is my doorstep cat. And he is usually wherever I am. Oh, how cute. You guys see what's happening? On my face, it's making googly eyes. On his face, it's like, what is that? Stars or snow? Wait till his face comes back up. What was that filter just doing? That was crazy looking. Okay. Anyway, okay, he's going to his favorite spot, which is right there above my head. He loves that spot right there. He's going to park right on that behind my head probably in a minute. Oh, see how it makes him like, yeah, that's crazy. Okay. Anyway, so let me tell you this DNA thing because it's really cool. So what Ancestry does is it takes your DNA, and then if you buy the subscription, you can build a tree. So anybody that you are DNA connected to, it actually, if their tree is public, you can look at their tree and see where you connect, which is really cool. So if you have common ancestors, like you both have the same grandparents somewhere in the line, like grandparents, great grandparents, great great grandparents, 10th great grandparents, whatever it is, then it'll show you where you're connected and how you're related. Now, if you don't have a common ancestor listed, maybe you're like fourth cousins or something like that, it'll show you their tree. So I love to go in and find out how I'm related to somebody, and I go in and I'll find one common name, and through all these little branches I can connect the dots and figure out how we're related. I mean, I don't know, I feel like it's kind of a natural talent for some reason. I just kind of get it. Yeah, Elaine, you love my multiple personalities. I can't turn it off. It was hilarious. I tried to turn this on just at the beginning, and I don't know how to turn it off now. So we just have multiple faces going on. So this ancestry thing, just so I know a lot of you guys are following my journey, I want to tell you that I started the ancestry thing as I wanted to find my daughter's half sisters. So Sabrina, I was married to Sabrina's father. I know it's really hard to take me seriously when I'm doing this. I was married to Sabrina's father when I was 17, and I had Sabrina when I was 21. Now, when we got divorced, he remarried and had, okay, at the bottom she says hit none. I don't see a none. I don't see a none. Where's the none? I see messages. I see people. Somebody's trying to tell me how to turn this off. Isn't it crazy? I've never even played with filters. I'm not a filter girl. I hardly ever played with the filter, so I don't know how to turn it off. You can keep giving me instructions. There's a little wizard wand, but that's, thank you. I think that was Elaine that told me that. Thank you. All right. So for those of you just joining me, I have no makeup on. This is totally the real deal. Just chilling, casual. I promised you guys I was going to do some of that. No fancy, no eyelashes, no nothing. You know what I do have, though? I have day 3 hair, which I've never done. I'm an everyday hair washer girl. I have day 3 hair, and I'll just show you. It is because of this baby right here. The Champ Dry Shampoo by Monat. This is my new best friend. Sabrina's been trying to get me to do dry shampoo for years and years, and I just will not use dry shampoo. I wash my hair every day. Just, I don't know, it's just kind of how I am. But now, not anymore. I'm a believer. I'm loving the Champ. Okay. It's Julie. Thank you, Julie. Okay, so I started on Ancestry.com to find my daughter's half-sister. So her father remarried a couple of years after we divorced. He left us. It was a very sad thing. My first husband suffered tremendously from depression, just terribly. And he was in the Marines, and he went away and let me just tell you, I loved him to pieces. I mean, we were just like such best friends. And he went away overseas for 6 months with the Marine Corps, and he came home, and we planned to get pregnant, and I got pregnant with Sabrina. Best day of my life. So happy. We wanted a baby girl. We picked out her name before she was even born. I mean, before she was born, before I was even pregnant. And actually, we picked out her name was going to be Jessica. Sabrina was going to be Jessica. And when I was pregnant with her, the name Sabrina came to me, and that's how she became Sabrina. She was going to be Jessica Lee, was going to be her name. Isn't that funny? I had forgotten all about that. Anyway, so Sabrina's father got remarried. He abandoned Sabrina. He never was around. He never supported us. Nothing. He was gone. And Sabrina, her father remarried and had a daughter. And that daughter, she may be watching, that daughter became a ward of the state. I don't know all the details, but I do know that she was taken away from her mother, I believe, and the father had nothing to do with them either. So she went all the way through the foster system, from what I understand. Anyway, I had heard mention of her name through the grapevine years and years ago, but I never knew how to find her, and it was a passion of mine to find her for Sabrina's sake more than anything else, because that was her sister, you know. And then come to find out that he had 2 more daughters, and I'm not saying any of their names, of course, to protect them, but the 2 daughters are teenagers now, and they are Tab's age, which is interesting. So anyway, I knew nothing about any of them. I got on Ancestry.com to find them, and this whole universal pull of putting that into the universe connected all these dots, and we found the older sister, which I think we found the younger sisters through Ancestry, and then the older sister found us. So it was like this universal thing. Anyway, I found all 3 of my daughter's half-sisters, which was a big deal, but she has not yet met any of them. And then my younger brother had a different father. That's pretty common. And he had 2 little sisters, and I remember the 2 little sisters from when I was a kid. I'm older than Jeff by 8 years, and he had 2 little sisters, and I remember them. I remember the father passed away. I remember the 2 sisters. And anyway, I found his 2 sisters through Ancestry.com, which was really cool. And since that day, I'm now connecting strangers with, oh, God, every time I do this, I start to cry. So crazy how this happens with Facebook Live. I don't know what this is, but it keeps happening. Anyway, now I'm connecting people with their birth parents and family members because I have the data in my system, because I've been building the tree and putting it all together. So I don't know. It feels almost like I was called to do this. It's just a really, really cool thing, and such a gift to me to get to live that and see that and witness that and be part of that and connect those dots. You know, it's like how it works is somebody will message me and they'll say, hey, I noticed we're connected, you know, we're 3rd cousins or 4th cousins or whatever it might be. I'm adopted. I don't know my family, but I noticed we're DNA connected. Can I see your tree, or can I whatever? And through process of elimination, we figure out who his parents are. And this has now happened several times. So I even found, check this out, my first husband, Sabrina's father, was adopted. And that was one of his biggest issues with depression. He didn't even want to celebrate his birthday. He hated his birthday. He was so resentful about being adopted, just really, really bitter about the whole thing. And he was a baby too. So I don't know. I wasn't adopted. I have no idea what those feelings feel like. So no judgment on that. But it was really hard for him. So through when I was doing the DNA matches, looking for my daughter's sisters. Aw, thank you. I'm reading your notes. Thank you, Katerina. She says, you're doing great work that is external. We do family history, and it's so exciting. It really is exciting. So cool. So when I was doing the family history, somebody reached out to me and said, I'm related, listen to this, I'm related to you. I'm related to you. I'm like your second cousin or uncle or whatever. Well, he was actually messaging Sabrina, but I manage all of my family's trees. So I look at it, and he is related to Sabrina. He's either her uncle or a second cousin, or could be like a half brother cousin, like not a full-blooded cousin, but like a half cousin. The way the DNA is written. Oh, I'm going to start crying again. Jeez. Long story short, he's her father's brother. So I was able to give them that and put some answers together for them. And I even found my first ex-husband on Facebook, and messaged him and said, You know, I don't know where you are with your family. I know we haven't talked in decades, and this isn't about Sabrina because Sabrina was long adopted since then and everything by my recent ex-husband. Oh, that sounds weird. Anyway, I reached out to him and messaged him and said, I have information about your family and I know who your mother is, who your mother was. I found his mother. We were married in 1989, divorced in 1993. So all these decades later, I found his mother that he never knew who it was. And I have a picture of his mother, which is Sabrina's grandmother. And I'll tell you what, Sabrina and the older sister look like this grandmother. And I was really surprised because Sabrina looks so much like me and my side. She's like my little twin. She looks nothing like her father at all, like no resemblance, but she looks like the grandmother. And I bawled my eyes out when I saw this picture of the grandmother. Couldn't believe it. Just could not believe it. It was such a cool moment to put that all together. And my ex-husband never answered me to find out, but I did tell him I'd message him and said, I'd give you anything you want to know because I feel like it's my job to pass this information on to you, you know. So I think the gift comes back to me because I don't know what it was, 2 years ago. I've only been doing this for a few years. So 2 years ago, I got a message from a fourth cousin on Ancestry.com, and he said, I noticed you're related to the Braley family and also the Roundsvilles and the Reynolds and the whatever, you know, kind of ran off some names that are all there from Massachusetts, Salem, Plymouth, Freetown, that area there. And he says, did you know that we're descendants of the Mayflower? And I swear to you, I had never even heard that term before that day. I never even paid attention to any of that. Never even thought about that being a thing. And I go, no, that's cool. Tell me more about that. And he says, well, we're related to William Brewster and yada, yada, yada. And I wasn't super interested at first. And then I was like, well, wait a minute. That's some cool history. So this was kind of like the first history I started pulling up. And I started tracing it. And then I was falling in love. This is so cool. Yes, there's millions of us that descend from the Mayflower. But it was really cool to be able to put this history together. So anyway, I have this massive desire, this burning desire to have a certificate that says I am officially a descendant of the Mayflower. I want the piece of paper. I want to frame it. I want it. I don't know why I want it. It's a big deal to me. So you have to go through the society, and you have to prove all of your lines to get this certificate. So I know who they all are, but when I sat down and started putting it all together, I got birth certificates and death certificates for 3 generations. I got my mom's and my biological father's. I got my grandparents on both sides, and I got whatever I needed for my great grandparents. I've got a box of birth and death certificates. I can see them from here. Most people would think that's creepy. I love them. They're like treasures for some reason. Really weird, I know, but they are. So I might have 100 birth and death certificates in that box. Anyway, so I had all those, and then I started tracing it back, and so I could prove 6 generations, and then I got stuck at where my great-great-great-great-grandfather marries Patience Mayo, who is the descendant of the Mayflower line from William Brewster and Patience Brewster. Anyway, I cannot find a paper trail of Gideon Braley. And I told the story the other day, I named my cat Gideon before I ever knew about this other Gideon. It was really crazy how that happened. But anyway, so today I was supposed to take the day off, and I ended up having fun and working until 2:00 on my specialty hair shampoo business that I'm doing now. And it was fun. I was building campaigns. I was talking to people. It was great. I loved it. I really enjoyed this business. Anyway, I love how it all functions and how it all works. And so at 2:00, I sat down, popped open my Ancestry, and I don't know why, but on a whim, I started today, because I could start anywhere when I open it. There's so many places to go. I jumped on to the Facebook group, which is Descendants of the Mayflower. And I've been in there a while. What I do is I always jump in there and I type into the little search bar. I type in Braley or Reynolds or Westgate or Roundsville or any of this family. And I'm looking to see if anybody has posted anything about this family, because I need somebody who's got proof of Gideon Braley, if there is any, to be had. He exists, but he's in the history book, so we cannot find the paper trail that directly links him to the son Samuel, which is where my descendants come from. No birth certificate, no census records, whatever. I can't find Samuel's gravestone. I found Gideon's, but not Samuel's. So I typed it in today, and a post popped up from 2015. Now, this is how this stuff works. It's bananas to me. So I just went to Salem, Plymouth, Boston, Freetown. I went and saw the old cemeteries. It was amazing. Well, when we went to Salem, all we knew, Sabrina and I, was that we are descendants of Sarah Pease. That wasn't her maiden name. I forget her maiden name. Sarah Pease was married to Robert Pease, and both were accused of witchcraft. Sarah spent a year in prison in Salem for witchcraft, but she was released before the execution. And what's crazy is the judge was also one of my great-great-great-great-grandparents. So those two were related. I'm sure they had no idea. But of course, back then, wasn't everybody related? Like, I'm sure that's just kind of was what happened back then. But anyway, when we went, we only knew about her. So we went and saw the Salem witch trial location. We went and saw, like, the courthouse area. We went and saw the museums. We went on a Salem witch walk. We did all the history stuff. It was really fun and really cool. But all we knew was her. I never thought about the fact that I was probably related to more of them than just Sarah. So we focused all of our energies on Sarah. Same thing when we went to Plymouth Rock and Plymouth Plantation. We were only thinking about being related to William Brewster, but while we were there, everybody kept telling us, look, if you're related to William, you probably have 4 or 5 other Mayflower passengers, or at least cousins that you're related to as well. So, I'm taking all the pictures and saving all the souvenirs, and all I'm thinking about is Brewster, and all I'm thinking about is Sarah Pease. So today I pull up this post, and it's old, from like 2000, whatever, 15, 3 years old, and there's one of my distant cousins, who's a Reynolds, explaining that we are related to 20% of the witches, accused witches, at the Salem witch trials. Hold on, somebody's saying something. Let me see what they said. Katarina says, I found this quote: we are all an accumulation of not only our life experience, but those who were our ancestors. Oh, I love that. I want that on my wall. I want that on my ancestor wall. That's a great quote. You know what? I think I like the dead people more than the alive people. I probably shouldn't say that, but I sometimes I sit there and I wonder, like, what is my fascination with all these people that are dead? And I think it's because I don't have to talk to them. I don't have to be a certain way. Like, I don't have to impress them. I don't have to... I don't know. It is funny. There's like no strings attached with the dead ones, so I can get all up into their business, and there's no strings attached. I don't know. I think that might really be part of it. Like, I'm related to them. It's a cool story, but I don't have to, like, I don't know. I love my family, but you guys know what I'm talking about, I hope, right? Anyway, okay, so that was cool. And then this person mentions having a proven line to the Mayflower, and he's related to the same people I am. So now I'm just waiting to see if he'll get back to me. It's been 3 years since he made that post. So now I'm trying to connect with him to see if I can get that paper trail, because I want that certificate. I really, really want that certificate. My goal with all of this ancestry stuff is, one, I want to keep connecting strangers with strangers. I love, love, love that. I want to keep building my family line, and I'll just tell you that this journey to fill out the family tree will outlive me. It'll go for generations, because you could spend your whole life building onto your family tree and never have it done, depending on how clean your lines are. And for me, mine are just going and going and going and going. I've got all kinds of active family lines that I could just keep tracing and tracing and tracing. This Braley one going back to the Pilgrims and whatever, there's a lot there to trace. And then my mother's side is actually a very troubled line where I mean, her father's side is actually, that's where we have all the suicides, mental depression, secrets, people in mental institutions back in the 1800s. Like, it's, that line is very intriguing to me, but it's dark. It's a very, very, very dark line. I often share, my grandfather actually committed suicide when my mother was 5, if you can imagine that. So she grew up with that her whole life. And of course, she was clinically depressed herself and attempted suicide also. Did not succeed, or I wouldn't be here, or, you know. But his siblings also, rumor is, committed suicide. So it's like this really dark history over there. But it's all our history, so I still want to know it. I still want to trace all of it and build it and, connect the dots. And then what I'd like to do is I'd like to make family books for all of my family members at some point. And especially when I think about the children coming into the family and the children that are growing up in the family, I would love to be able to give them. It's funny to me because I think to myself, do I really want to do printed books in 2018? Or should I just keep building this all digitally? But when I saw my grandmother's face, when I gave her a family history book, she's the only one I've given one to. I built it myself. When I saw her face, it was priceless. And I thought, this would be really cool to do. So I have a goal. It might come when I'm retired to build that and to have something for all the kids. We'll see what happens. I also could definitely see teaching this professionally, traveling, being part of the Daughters of the Revolutionary War, the Society of Mayflower, maybe working as a genealogy consultant, helping people build their family trees. I just think that would be so cool in the future to go travel and I want to go to England. I've got a lot of family from Ireland, Scotland. My buddy and I, Seth Campbell, just found out that we're cousins. I don't know what we are, Seth. I can't remember, 8th cousins or something. We're related to the Campbells from Scotland, which is really cool. So I want to go see all those places and go see where the families are. You should have seen me and Sabrina. I wish we had this on video. When we went to Boston, this was my first time. I've only been in a cemetery one time. And it was daylight. I didn't know anybody in the cemetery. There were no ancestors that I was tracing. We just walked through the cemetery. That was with my ex-husband. Now, I would have thought I was going to be scared, but I wasn't. I was comforted. I was calm. There was something about walking through that cemetery that was so peaceful and calm. I can't even explain it. It was not scary at all. Now, I've never sat in one in the middle of the night, but I was not feeling like I'm dealing with ghosts. I was feeling like there's a lot of, I don't know. It was just peace. That's all I'll say. Anyway, so when Sabrina and I went to Boston for a convention, is why we went and did the Plymouth and Salem and stuff, I pulled up a family burial plot. And I believe this was the Reynolds one. And we pulled it up on our map. It was behind somebody's house. Like, their backyard was my family cemetery. It was bizarre. So we missed it like 5 times. And then pulling up the Google map, we kept making it bigger. And we're looking at, there's just this little strip. And she had to go in reverse, and she had to turn really quick. And I'm like, go, Sabrina, come on. And, I mean, we're pulling into somebody's backyard. And then you just kind of turn, and there's 100 graves, or I think there was probably 100 graves back there. It was a full-on cemetery, and it was definitely somebody's backyard. And then there was a truck off to the side and a little shed off to the side, and that was like my first experience ever going into the cemetery. And I was related to every one of those people. Like, that was just so cool. It was so cool. So I'm pulling them up. I got an app, and I've got all my family members on an app on my Ancestry, and I was looking at it going, okay, that's so-and-so, that's so-and-so Braley, that's so-and-so Reynolds. They married each other, and I'm telling Sabrina, that's our great aunt, and that's our fourth grandfather, and that's our cousin, and then we're crying. We're looking at the babies that died, and oh, one of the coolest experiences of my entire life. Just cool, man. I don't know what it is. I just love it. I just love it. I just love that connection. Love that connection. So anyway, that's what I did today. That's my anything and everything. That's what's up with this series. We don't know what it's going to bring. I'm just talking about whatever it was that happened in my day, and that was what I was doing today. So it was really cool. Cool day. And don't forget, this is the Champ dry shampoo, 3-day hair, looking good. I'm not looking so good. No makeup. I can't believe I'm sitting here with no makeup talking to you guys, with nothing. Just me and my cat. See? Here's the cat. This is where we sit all day long. When you guys see me posting about him sitting between my legs, he literally sits right here. I usually have both of my legs out, and he sits on my legs. You say hi? You say hi? Say hi to the people. Are those the people? That's it. That's what we do. And he just does this, little spoiled love bug, all day long. All right, guys, thanks for joining me today. Anything and everything. I'm going to go back and play with my genealogy for a couple of hours. Tomorrow's another holiday, but it's not. I'll be working tomorrow for sure. I have a huge class. Some of you guys will be on with me Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I'm doing a virtual class on blogging. So if you have not heard about this yet and you want information, we've got a really good group. So you can sit at home. I am going to take you through everything from how do you find even an idea? How do you know what to blog about? How do you know that people are even looking for that kind of blog? How do we do video? How do we transcribe? How do we optimize for the search engines? How do we find images, copyright images? What linking is important? All of that. I'm going to show you all of that. So that's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So if you haven't found out yet, let me know. And I'm building a team over here with this hair, with the specialty shampoo line, and we are called Team Diversify. So if you are thinking to yourself that it's time for another stream of income, which is why I did this for 2 reasons. I wanted another stream of income outside of real estate. This is my 7th stream of income now, so I feel really, really good about that. So good. And mine are pretty diversified. Listen, you guys, real estate might be disrupted. You know what isn't? What's going to last forever? Health. Everybody cares about their health. That's my weight loss company, right? Whether it's keto or paleo or Atkins or Whole 30 or Slim Fast or whatever, this is something that's not going away. Health and fitness is not going away. What else do people spend money on? Shampoo. Always, forever. They're going to use it. Always, forever, no matter what's happening in our economy. Don't you think? That's not going away. So I'm kind of looking at all my streams of income. You know, another great stream of income, coaching. What else is not ever going to go away? People's desire to learn, people's desire to grow, people's desire to lead generate. That's never going to go away. It may not be real estate, but that's not going to go away. So I feel really, really confident in having these diversified streams of income. And most of the people that have reached out to me now about the opportunity joining my team want to do the same thing. They're like, yeah, it's time. Let's get another stream of income going. So just message me. I'll get you all the details that you need to know. So thanks for joining me on this Sunday evening. I hope you guys will have a fantastic holiday. Love you all. Thank you for being my tribe. Gideon loves you too. And we'll talk to you later.